Hi guys, this is Erica from Gokce Capital. Now before I begin, be sure to click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. The mottled sculpin is a very small, very plain fish. Yet this little fish is far more important than it would seem. Why? We'll find out at the end of this video. But first, if you plan to develop a parcel of land, you'll likely need to implement sediment and erosion controls. And in today's video, we have the top things you should know. Number 1. What is erosion? Erosion is the detachment and movement of soil particles by water, wind, and ice. It occurs naturally. However, human activities can alter the landscape and greatly accelerate this process. Number 2. What is sedimentation? Sedimentation occurs when eroded soil is deposited into water resources or onto land surfaces. Number 3. Why is it important to prevent erosion and sedimentation? When we don't have protection and prevention practices in place, we'll begin to see soil degradation over time, which will decrease the soil's productivity. Furthermore, without sediment control, sediment can erode from exposed areas and accumulate in lakes and natural watercourses, which in turn harms aquatic life, increases turbidity, and restricts the amount of sunlight available to aquatic plants. Additionally, sediment decreases storage volume while clogging sewer storm drains. This increases the potential of flooding. And finally, if none of the above is of concern to you, there are also usually legal requirements that you limit sediment runoff from your construction site. Number 4, how do you prevent erosion on your land? Well, there are a number of techniques you can use, including terraces. You can use homegrown and natural materials to create terraces that break up your slopes and help prevent runoff from flowing straight down a hill. Hillside planting. If you select the right type of plants, then you can protect your land from wind and water erosion and increase water infiltration. Retaining walls. Retaining walls are a similar approach as garden terraces. However, they're a bit more high-tech, but they do allow you to create zones on your sloped property to help slow runoff. Erosion blankets. These blankets are made from either synthetic materials known as geotextiles or organic material like coconut. They're biodegradable and protect your soil from erosion. And mulch. Like erosion blankets, a layer of mulch can hold soil in place and protect it from erosion. Finally, number 5. What erosion and sediment controls are found on construction sites? As we mentioned, in most areas, construction sites are required to control runoff and sediment. A few of the common techniques you will see include a silt fence. This control is a temporary sediment barrier made of woven synthetic filtration fabric supported by steel or wood posts. It is installed below disturbed areas where erosion is expected to occur and contains sediment on site. Inlet protection. This control prevents sediment from entering storm drains. Sediment basin. This control is a temporary reservoir built to retain sediment and debris within a controlled stormwater release structure. A watering truck. This control is necessary for areas with surface and air movement of dust from exposed soil. And a construction entrance. This comes in the form of a stone entrance lined with filter fabric to reduce the amount of mud being transported off-site. Which brings me back to our plain little fish, the wide-headed mottled sculpin. This slimy fish is not exactly known for its beauty, but it has a certain kind of fascination for scientists in Grand County, Colorado. Due to its size, the mottled sculpin is less active in areas where there is freshwater acidification, making it an indicator for organic contaminants in the river. Furthermore, the sculpin is the primary food source for the river's brown trout, a charismatic fish that attracts anglers to the region and fuels Grand County's large tourism industry, which was why Colorado Parks and Wildlife biologist John Ewert was at the Frasertown board meeting on February 16, 2022. Sculpin numbers in the Fraser had dropped precipitously in 2021, and Ewert believed he knew the cause: construction sediment. Ewert had pictures from various residents of construction sites along the river where runoff clearly clouds the water. In fact, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment had previously put one of the largest developments on notice for discharging sediment-laden stormwater into the Fraser River. Still, Ewart was not at the town board meeting to point fingers. He simply wanted to call attention to the problem. But this did not stop one developer from bristling at Ewart's claims. The developer pointed out that construction sites are not the only contributor to sediment in the river. Dirt roads, as well as subdivisions and ranches without detention or water quality ponds, also contribute to mass runoff events in the area. But regardless of who you blame, the Sculpin die-off is a good example of why all property owners should pay close attention to how their use of the land may affect stormwater flows and sediment runoff. So if you plan to develop, cultivate, or otherwise disturb your property, think about the impacts your activity will have on runoff, land degradation, and water quality. But what do you think? Do you have any stories about erosion and sediment control? Let us know in the comments. Did you like this video? You're going to love our Gokce Land Due Diligence program. We'll make you a land due diligence expert in just 7 days. Check it out at gokcecapital.com/glad. And while you're at our website, don't forget to explore our $1 down listings at gokcecapital.com/listings. Finally, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email, call, or text, and we will respond as soon as possible. So thank you for listening, and more to come.